I have a lot on the subject, and everyone else is asleep right now, and the walls are thin. I guess that is the fortunate aspect of this, but oh well. I guess that is my own issue for being more active this time of day than anything else. I could have done this all day. I was the only one here, but I chose not to. I was doing other things. So, muses. It comes from Muse, or however you pronounce it, etymologically, which is from Proto-Indo-European, or a few Proto-Indo-European words and all that. So what are muses exactly? This is not going to be straightforward in what I say. Muses, mind-bending mentors, mental obstructors, financial fuckers, siren-like surrender, sweet suffering, it's not loving, it's just fucking, projected conceptions, people aren't purified paper, blackened bones still have stories to bellow. You know, and so, I guess from that, people like a muse because they tend to embody natural characteristics one should supposedly have, but lacks the activation for them. A muse is like a phone charging on a computer. Plug it in, and its successor and use is increased. You know, but at the same time, it's like, oh, you're like a VCR. Stick something in to know just who you are. And most make misery because people have an issue balancing idealism with the reality of the thing before them. You know, it's a muse, medical momai, masturbatory misery, intimate calamity, graves and shallow waves, waterspouts and gunshots. But not all muses are meat. You know, and it's, you know, making people into muses, while it's absolutely unavoidable, is quite limited, as latent disloyalty and over-idealization is the inevitability. And it's as if people are the only muses, but if humankind may only muse, then misery will usually be the mental montage. You know, not everyone can sit still and nude while a portrait is painted, picture taken, or whipped. So it's only sensible that human muses are momentary to the scheme of life. Well, and, you know, it's like, well, you might perceivably know every little detail of a person. You don't. You know, a muse is more of a medium than a motivator. An image you put your energy into and from, it's a self-sustaining mania, because you know, it's an addiction. It's an addiction, not, muses are obsessions, you know, and it's, I guess it's the centering aspect of it, especially with that, you know, real component of it, because, you know, flesh, you know, flimsy and firm, god of senses, is an exposed organ. Appendage apparatus, you know, skin is more centering for the majority of mental maps. Sin is a synonym for instinct. Flesh is a consciously unconscious anima and animus of conceptual fitness. But satanically speaking, that idealism can only go so far until reality sets in that you only get the most out of muse when there's the balance of idealization with realistic interpretation, whatever the fuck interpretation means or that may be interpreting. And idealization is gilded and really only gets, and that's where the misery comes in, and it's often twofold. You know, you only employ to one side of their character, the side that you want, that may not really even exist, because, you know, muses are sculpted flesh and blood just as anyone and you, and few living things are so one-dimensional. And, you know, kind of what it is. I mean, really, I can't think of any. I mean, what is a muse? Is it amusement? You know, what is it? Is it imagined magnificence made by melpomene? Sadistically prescribed mutilation dressed as a suicide makeover? Amusement. Amusement. I mean, abuse well meant, abuse well spent, and intent without interpretation.